Okay, and welcome to this coverage of pre-season friendly action from KS Park in Minto. This match was recorded on the 14th of March 2020 prior to COVID. As you would have just seen pop up on the screen, it was a very windy day when this game was recorded, as we have brooms up and the Serpents get first use of the quaffle in the attacking zone before dropping it, and now it is with Ben Hospital of Newcastle. Newcastle, a team who have been very hampered by some key departures over the preceding couple of seasons, losing key players like Tom, Matty, Jackson and Jono, as well as James Hosford, who as of this year is now playing for the Nightmares. As we see Newcastle go on the attack, try a very long ball from the right wing down to the left. There's a nice recovery there by Newcastle. That will mean the reset's been used. As Ben Hosford now has the quaffle again, the Newcastle keeper, who tries to find someone at the hoops and is turned over to the Serpents, who make a break now down the right wing. That is Paul Harrison with the quaffle, who tries a very long cross-field pass. On a windy day, I don't know how good of a strategy that is. We'll see if the teams adapt to the conditions better with the as Newcastle, as our Serpents drive towards the hoops. We have a pass in at the hoops, and that will be Paul Harrison scoring the first goal of the game for the Serpents. It is 10-0 in favour of the Serpents. Ben Hosford bringing the quaffle back up the pitch now, out of the keeper zone. Newcastle, as I mentioned, with those key departures, have been trying to find a new sense of identity. They are still a reasonably good team. They still have a lot of key pieces, as we see a drive now by Newcastle towards the hoops. The shot misses the hoops, and a fumble recovery by the Serpents. Back to the keeper, who now makes their way down the pitch. Out to the left wing now. Can't tell who's bringing the quaffle down the field as we cross back in towards the hoops, out to the back byline. And Newcastle make a very good defensive scramble there to recover the quaffle. Newcastle, there goes the camera. There's windy conditions at play here, as it's now past the halfway line, with Newcastle slow balling it, a tactic that very much suits their team at the moment. As we see, it's driven towards the hoops, and a fumble at the hoop shot. It's blocked and recovered by the Serpents, who get it to the keeper inside the keeper zone, and there we go. It's past halfway again, driving towards the hoops, stopped. Now, a very inaccurate pass, but given the windy conditions in play, that's not surprising, but it's recovered, and it's a goal for Nicholas Albornoz. It's 20-0 to the Serpents, as Newcastle will once again restart play. Newcastle haven't played badly so far. They're getting the quaffle to the right areas. They're just unable to capitalise with some accurate passing. They've had a couple of shots so far. We'll see if they can improve that as this game goes on, as it's just getting tossed at the moment. The quaffle's getting tossed between Ben and George, between the centre of the pitch and the right wing, and Ben's making a break towards the hoops. Oh, an excellent pass that's just unable to meet the target. Right idea, as Serpents look to hit on the counter, and they do. That is a goal for Samuel Guest. his first of the game, and it is 30-0 to the Serpents. As Newcastle bring it back up the pitch now. Still slow balling. As they keep doing those crossfield passes at the halfway line, very short between Ben and George. They know what they're trying to do. Oh, an excellent block there on the pass by the Serpents. And it's away on the counter now. And that is Rebecca Robb who scores. Oh, sorry. I lost my voice for a second there. Rebecca scores. It makes it 40-0 for the Serpents. It looks like Ben Hosford's left the pitch for a break. This Newcastle is still playing incredibly well so far, working the ball up, working the quaffle up the pitch. They're just unable to capitalize on their passes at the hoops. And oh, that's a sloppy turnover there. And we have a beautiful goal there by Lachlan Ward. That's Lachlan's first of the game, and it's 50-0 to the Serpents. That was really a beautiful goal on the counter attack. It just slips inside the top of the hoop. It comes out to the left wing now for Newcastle, trying to make something happen. Serpents do have control of the bludgers. And that will be B. It's going to pass up to B. I don't know, but either way, Lachlan is striking away with it on the counter. And that will go in, and that's Lachlan's second of the game, and it is 60-0 to the Serpents. I think that might have been one of the newer players for Newcastle, and that was just a communication breakdown. They've been playing relatively well up until this point of the game, and those last two goals might have just put any sort of a comeback out of reach here for Newcastle. Those two sloppy turnovers, and that's another one. No, is it recovered? No, back with the Serpents, and once again hitting on the break. It's come out to the right wing now at the hoops, and that is a goal. It is 70-0 to the Serpents. As the quaffle will find its way back to Newcastle after that goal. Now restart play. Coming up the centre of the pitch is the Newcastle keeper. Past the halfway. Comes out to the right wing now. As they try to get a beautiful pass in behind, down further on that right wing, and it's coming back, and a drop pass. No, recovered and beat. And the Serpents will capitalise on that beautiful blood beater play, and that will be a goal, and that will be Lucas Sikora for getting tongue tied here. For Sikora's first goal of the game, and it is 80-0 to the Serpents. As Newcastle bring it out towards the left, back in towards the centre, back out to the left wing, trying to get in behind the hoops to bring it back in behind to score, and that's a pass that just couldn't, intercepted pass I should say, as it comes down the right wing now, back in towards the centre by the Serpents. And that will go to the beat. That beat there saved a certain goal. The So even though Newcastle are down 80-0, they're still trying to find ways to stop this Serpents offense, who have been incredibly clinical so far in this game and have been rather excellent on defense, as Luke Derrick takes out one of the Newcastle chasers, limiting the options to try to force a turnover. And that's exactly what happens as we see the Serpents make the break. And that's a no goal. That misses, but recovered by Sakura, who will come in and score. Sakura's second of the game, and it is 90-0 to the Serpents. Beautifully set up there by Luke Derrick on the beater play, taking out the support, forcing Newcastle to go to the right, where they had another beater waiting in hand with Bludger, who was able to take out the Quaffle carrier, and Serpents capitalise on the break straight after the turnover as Ben Hosford has made his way back onto the pitch, the Newcastle keeper and co-coach, who will make a drive towards the hoop. A beautiful save at the hoops there by 76 for the Serpents. As we see a struggle here at the hoops, Newcastle trying to recover the Quaffle. Another shot, another block, 2 blocks there off that shot, and that will be a Serpents turnover. And on the break, here we go, and that is a goal. And that will be L. Crumpton's first of the game. It is 100-0 to the Serpents. The play by Newcastle is starting to get a little bit sloppy, and now they're trying. It's almost like they're trying to force the offense to try to get some points on the board, and it's resulting in sloppier passes, more blocks, more intercepts, and is just resulting in unnecessary turnovers. As we see a long pass there, misses the mark, and that will go out of play for a Serpents reset. That's exactly what I was just talking about there. The passes, they're getting more desperate, they're getting more sloppy, as Serpents will hit on the break off the restart. And recovered there by Lachlan Ward after a beat. We'll see a reset now be forced off a missed pass there from Newcastle. Off the Serpents, and missed the target. So they'll reset play now. Still with bludger control. I don't think they've actually lost bludger control for this entire game so far, from what I have been watching of the beater play. There's a pass go out towards the left wing. There's an excellent tackle there. Able to get the pass away that'll go out at the back of the Newcastle hoops, and will need to be brought back into play off the reset. It is still 100-0 here. As there's a bludger lying just in front of the Newcastle keeper zone, and that will see George, who's now coming on as a beater, pick up that bludger as Newcastle try to find some offense here. Oh, a beautiful intercept there, and that will go towards the hoops, and it's a goal. Beautiful interception there by Samuel Guest off the Ben Hosford pass, who drives straight towards the hoops and slots it in almost effortlessly, and that is 110-0 for the Serpents. So Ben Hosford directing the team, who's moving down the right, trying to get it back in towards the hoops, and that's been intercepted and will be recovered by the Serpents. It's back with the keeper now. They look to reset play. They're moving forward, and a very long pass out towards the left wing actually found the target despite the windy conditions, and that will be a goal. It is 120-0. That's Albornoz scoring second of the game. It is 120-0. Newcastle look like they're getting a tad desperate here as we see that wind at play again with the camera. Despite the desperation from Newcastle here, forcing passes that aren't necessarily there, trying to get on the board. Overall, despite a couple of sloppy passes, so we see some beautiful beat-up play there. As the quaffle comes out to the right, where's the support for Newcastle? A tackle sees the quaffle become dislodged, and it'll be recovered by Serpents, who look to hit on the counter-attack very, very quickly. And that will be another goal for the Serpents off a very quick counter-attack. That will be Albornoz's third of the game. A beautiful tackle there led to the quaffle being dislodged. As we're having some camera issues here, unfortunately. And we're back with live action. No score change during those camera difficulties, as it's out on the right wing with Newcastle, who'll be forced out of play by the Serpents, who bring it back in off the reset very, very quickly. Cut across, and a beautiful goal there. That's Rebecca Robb's second of the game, and it's 140-0 to the Serpents. Just proving way too clinical today, outpacing Newcastle, just making all the right plays here are the Serpents, and they're punishing Newcastle for some on their sloppy mistakes. Despite as it goes out again at the Serpents sub box and brought back in. As it's another fast break and no one's there to stop it, and that is another goal to Lachlan Ward. That's Lachlan's third of the game, and it is 150-0 to the Serpents as the snitch has been released. Newcastle are getting punished for their mistakes, which is a credit to the Serpents offense. Especially on the some of the sloppy turnovers that have led directly to goals, as Serpents point chaser has been beat and immediately stepped up and replaced by another Serpents chaser, and it's another break here for the Serpents, and that's another goal.
Score is 160.
It is now no, is it a goal? Yes, it's a goal. It is 160-0. That's Crumpton's second of the game. For the most part here, as we see some snitch action here on camera. And now the snitch will be able to run to the other side of the pitch as both seekers have been beat. For the most part here, Newcastle have played well as L. Crumpton makes way towards the hoops, and that will be the 17th Serpents goal. It is L. Crumpton's third. That's the hat-trick. So that's two players now with hat-tricks. That's Albornoz and Crumpton. It is 170-0 as we have a brooms down here for what appears to be an injury, as we see one of the Newcastle players leaving the box to go get first aid. And so the point I was trying to make but kept on getting interrupted by plays, which is never a bad thing, was that Newcastle have been getting punished today for their sloppy plays. But they have been trying new things. They're fielding a mix of veteran talent and new prospects. Occasionally they have been trying to make things happen that aren't there, but that comes as a result of desperation. For parts of this game, they have been doing exactly what they need to do, which is getting the quaffle to the hoops, where it's either been intercepted or the shots have been blocked, which is a credit to the Serpents defense here, that they've been able to stay on top of this game and have so far shut Newcastle out. As we have as the brooms down for the injury sub continues. This will give the players a chance to catch their breath, possibly reset and try to formulate some new strategies, which might not seem like it's key at this point in the game, but for Newcastle, they really don't want to be conceding any more goals, and maybe try and get one on the scoreboard so that they're not shut out. As we see players remount, and that will resume play. That's a false start there for Ben Hosford. As we see some seeker action going on here in the background while we wait for Newcastle to bring the quaffle back up the pitch. That'll be the Serpent seeker beat, which will give Ben Hosford clean run at the snitch. As the Newcastle double beat there by Luke Derrick, and the bludger recovered by Newcastle. As we see a goal. No, the goal has been disallowed. That was a beat just before the shot got off. That was highway robbery. Robbing Albornoz of a fourth. That is as close as you can get to beat before as is possible. Literally the split second before he releases it, Albornoz has been beat. As Newcastle bring it down the left, it is out of play. Oh, and that will be caught by the Serpents seeker. They're checking to see whether the catch is good, and if it is, that will end this game at 200-0 in favour of the Serpents. A valiant effort by Newcastle, who are just heavily outclassed by the Serpents offense and the Serpents defense. As we have a clean catch to the Serpents, it is ruled a clean catch, and that's 200-0. That will end this game. Thank you very much for tuning in.